Sorry, everyone, about that. There was no sound. We have a couple minutes. We're still waiting for a few people to come. Would you mind if I just ran it one more time, just so that you can actually enjoy hearing what it's about 5 minutes worth of video. So I'm going to go ahead and run it one more time so that people can see it. I am so sorry about that. That is a rookie mistake. And I didn't see the chat, so my bad. All right, here we go. I'm sharing the sound.
That enable us again to think and act freely, morally, justly, and in consideration for others. Our task as Vodouisan, there is no reason why we cannot take these things and we do not use these things to further ourselves, to make ourselves strong, to love each other, to embrace the principles of Pan-Africanism.
With Haitian Vodou as a quintessential expression of successful Pan-Africanism in action, how is it that it was never made a central feature of the modern Pan-Africanist movements? What did the movement miss about the potential of Vodou that now makes it the subject of scientific, cultural, and political focus?
Wherever I am in any form of environment, in any contact with any of the elements, I will recognize myself when I live by Vodou principles. In Vodou, we are one with the cosmos, and we, each and all, have the power to communicate with the other. We receive instructions from each other, obey and respect each other, every life form.
I didn't know growing up as a Vodou child it was any different from anyone else. My gift is the gift of sound, and it's also a curse sometimes because you can't turn it off. I am Val Gentil, a Haitian electronic music composer from Haiti. I call my music Afro-electronica. I'm sort of like doing the chemistry with the sound and the frequencies from the Vodou culture. Vodou is our way of life. Vodou is air. Vodou is sort of like the Haitian people's soul. I started off playing drums at the age around 3, 4, maybe 5. Because I'm coming from a Vodou family, my grandma was a mambo. It was sort of like part of like the family reunions. Music was the connection to the divine for me. I came to the States, it was 86. This was when the whole AIDS epidemic was at its height. There was a thing with the Haitians brought AIDS to the United States. I wasn't really used to this idea of like being Haitian, being black, being African, being light-skinned. In Vodou, they said, tout moun se moun. Translate to, everybody is a body. We're not really liked here because of the Haitian Revolution. We dare to be the first African nation to say, no, we don't want to submit to this. Well, the stereotypes here in America about Vodou, I had no idea. Zombie, Vodou dolls. And for me, it was funny, and it was also like, this can protect us. This can protect my culture. Also made me feel proud to be like, oh, I know why you don't like me. Because I want to be myself. I have my own God. I have my own culture. When I'm playing, I don't think. I'm more of, the vessel, and let the spirit do its work.
welcome. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today, welcoming you to day 2 of our From Vodou Hwendo to the World workshop. So for those who don't know, I'm Tracy Brown. I am the curator of From Benin to the Bay. And I'm so excited about this workshop. Yesterday was awesome. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, show some love in the chat. The Queen Mother is in the house already, here ready to welcome us and share all of the excellent information that she has for us today. And we also are going to today be joined by Queen Kotalia, who is going to be leading a section of the presentation this morning. But I want to make sure that I, thank you for reminding me, Mama Darnisha, encourage everybody to turn on their camera so that we can be here and be in community together. We want to see your bright and shining faces. I know the Queen Mother loves to expand the vibration and strengthen the vibration that we send through our electronic connection by having us have the opportunity to see one another. We have a couple of people who are coming in today who weren't here yesterday, and just to reiterate briefly, I'm Tracy Brown. I'm the curator for and organizer of From Benin to the Bay, and also San Francisco native, artivist, etc. So glad to be here. Once again, we thank the Most High. We thank the Holy Spirits. We thank the Orishas, the Necharu, the Loa. We thank the ancestors. We thank all the sacred energies that have brought us today, brought us here today, and brought us to this point where we can be consciously celebrating the closure of the circle. With relationship to our cultural practice and our cultural lives. We also thank our community sponsors, the Alliance for California Traditional Arts and the California Arts Council. We thank them for their support in helping to bring forth this event. And this series is all about the celebration of the continued connection in the continued interconnectedness of Afro-diasporic cultures with their source culture. So this has been a beautiful celebration thus far. We do have one more event to coming up in the series. It is I'm going to share my screen really quickly. The Wisdom of the Drum. It is coming up on September 13th, and that will be a presentation by Baba Takuma King and Baba Val Sarant, and they're sharing so much information about various instruments and how the drums and percussion instruments moved from the continent out into the diaspora. So it is a wonderful presentation. I know that you'll enjoy it. Please tell a friend, tell all your musician friends, bring children, because it's definitely something that they would enjoy. And you can get your tickets via Eventbrite, the same place that you've bought everything else. The other thing that I want to mention, I want to take a step back and point out that the film trailer that you saw at the very beginning was from Vodou, A Theology of Liberation, a wonderful film we watched a few days ago that also features the Queen Mother. And the Dalian, the director, has made it so that participants in From Benin to the Bay can get buy the film at a discounted rate. So it's definitely worth buying so that you can watch it again, take notes, look up some of the references that are given, and also so that you have an opportunity to watch it with your family and friends. And then also we had our wonderful electronic composer, voodoo child, Val Gentil. And she also can be supported online. She has a SoundCloud. She's wonderfully dynamic sister, professor at Berkeley School of Music, and just good people. So keep an eye out for her work, and please give her all the support you can. Enjoy. I'm sorry for enjoying the work that she does. So I am going to leave it there. We have our presentation. And then we'll have a brief like 10-minute break in the middle. But I think that, the other thing that I'll mention is most of these events are low or no cost. So I did that to make sure that they're as accessible as possible to as many of us as possible. The only thing I ask in return is that you fill out the survey. So after you participate, just please fill out the survey and give me your feedback on, how you felt about the event, and also what you'd like to see going forward. So now, without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to the Queen Mother.
Hello, everyone. Honor, unmute.
Oh.
Respect.
Honor.
And respect.
Honor.
Respect.
Respect.
Cool. Welcome. Thank you, Ms. Tracy, for the wonderful introduction. I'm just delighted to see all of you again for the second day of workshops. As we did yesterday, we're going to start with saluting the four corners of the world and pour libations. So we're going to stand up barefoot briefly. If you want to be able to watch me, maybe if you lean your screens back a little bit, because I'm standing up too. Today, I'm going to use the asson as opposed to the cha-cha. We're going to salute the Rada Wa. My libations to the ancestors and for all of those who have come a long way, all of those who could be with us, who wish to be with us, but are not, those who have left us on this plane eternally, and those who are yet to come. To all of you here, we give thanks and ask for the victory. Also going to pour a little Florida water, the 4 directions. A little bit at the screen to change the energy, bring more positive energy before us. And where there is water, there is always fire. And ask that the spirit, the Loi, the Vodou, the Nkisi, the Orisha, all the mystical forces of the universe in the earth, the air, fire, water, by way of our mothers, by way of our fathers, guide us and protect us and instill their sense of knowledge, the benefit of their experience or their wisdom within all of us. And may we be able to do the same with each other, as friends, family, as community, as nation. Aibobo, Awo Ashe. You may sit. Okay. For the people who weren't here yesterday, I asked that, well, yesterday we all introduced ourselves to each other. We're not going to do that again today, but I would like to know who was not here yesterday. Just a few words, your name, what you do, the city that you're from, so that we have a sense of who's in the room with us. So is there anyone here today who wasn't here yesterday?
My name is Beatrice. I wasn't here yesterday. I'm in Oakland, California. I do a lot of videography work with the camera and photography, as well as I practice yoga and teach my community yoga.
Okay, thank you, Beatrice.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I think everyone else was here today. Everyone else was here
Great.
before.
Well, welcome. Just briefly yesterday, and again, if anybody has any questions from yesterday that you now want to ask, feel free to do so momentarily. Yesterday, we acquired some of the fundamentals of Vodou. We looked at the language of the Loa, understanding the visual language in the form of cosmology that is used to identify spirit. The Veve are in many ways, it's a word, it's a phrase, it's an expression, but it is one of the means in which we call down Loa, that we mark our spaces so that they recognize who we are. Veve can be traced with corn meal, with flour, 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 with wheat, with coffee grinds. It depends upon the Loa, it depends upon the occasion, but you can also trace Veve with chalk on the ground. But whatever materials that you're using, that is how we, again, mark space and identify the sacred terrain of the Loa, and let which Loa know that, you know, we've created space for them, a welcoming space for them to join us on Earth, and in the space that, you know, we have marked as sacred. We looked at a variety of Veve, and we used the example of the Marasa to give a global sense of the haptic sensibilities of Vodou, how we look at things spherically, how the importance of what exists above us is reflective of what exists below, that the idea of balance, and even in asymmetrical situations, but in fact, asymmetry, the balancing of things that are disparate, things that are different but complementary of one another is critical, and that we are constantly striving to find balance. That Vodou means this perpetual search for peace, for security, for harmony, for balance, and we never stop doing that. And you know, effectively, if there's anything to understand, is the more things go off kilter in one way, the more we have to pull them back into the other. And if it means waging war to do so, then as pacifists, we will wage war to do so.
Queen Mother, my apologies for interrupting. I wanted to ask to just put out a reminder for you to let me know when you'd like for me to stop recording.
Now?
Not a problem. See, I felt it.
We're going to